What's up, everyone? This is Levantine Leviathan, and I'm back with more CK3 content. And I promise you, I said this before, but I'm going to be adding more content of other games. Just, I'm thinking about it and I'm taking considerations. But for the time being, I still want to kind of exhaust some things in this game that I haven't done, especially around Northern Lords. This DLC is quite, massive in terms of, or it brings, a significant change, I want to say. Maybe not massive. That's a big word, but it's been, it added a lot to this game, especially playing with Northern Germanic Asatruan tribes, and that's exactly what I want to do here. I want to show you exactly what my objective is. There's two major things that I want to do here. First, I want to create the most powerful kingdom in the game, which is, in my opinion, now the most powerful kingdom in the game. It's a decision that has been introduced since the last patch, which comes with the DLC, the Northern Lords DLC, and what it is basically it requires you to have Mann here, and I think you have to be a Northern Germanic, and when you get that decision, what you do is you elevate this county and you turn automatically into a tribal or feudal government, yet you actually get so many levies, which is amazing. And the slots here will increase, and so you'll have some good developmental options, and you get an option to actually, or you get this kind of perk which lasts for 100 years that actually cuts down on the cost of the building and also the time of building by 200%, and the cost, I believe, is 50%. So you can basically have the most powerful county in the whole game. Okay, but to be able to get that, you need, first of all, to be exalted among men at the level of fame, and you need to be, I think, a non-kingdom. So automatically, and I believe you need to be feudal, or tribal rather, and you become feudal right away when you get that. So that's a good decision to have, and it's arguably one of the most powerful kingdoms, if not the most powerful kingdom, and it doesn't require having much or a massive realm size. Now, speaking of realm size, and that leads me to the second objective of this playthrough, you get, or you have to, or I want to do this achievement, which is King of all the Isles, and basically it's every island in the game, in the North Atlantic or in the Atlantic and Mediterranean region. So basically, these are honestly, they're the only rather islands in the whole game. So you see here, it's highlighted for you in this white kind of highlighting here, and so we already have part of it because we're starting in Iceland, and so you have to be North Asatruan Germanic and stay as that. So let me read it to you just so we're clear, and you have to stay as that to be able to do it. Stay as that culture and religion. So starting and staying as a North Germanic Asatruan of any kind, completely control everything in the islands in the Atlantic and Mediterranean region without ever having over 80 realm size. And the question is, well, if you're fighting the Byzantines, for example, how do you do it with not having many realm size? What about levies? Well, again, elevating the kingdom of Mann, which is a decision you can't see here because I don't have that county, but I will eventually. Elevating it to that will get you what you need, and will get you the amounts of levies that you need to fight big powers without ever having to actually get massive levies. So now we start off, massive realm size. So now we start off with propping up the prowess. I want Bellum Justum for minus 50% Casus Belli cost, of course, and I want to be married. So for an alliance, maybe we can get ourselves, let's see, she is quick. Actually, let me marry my son to her. Okay, he'll take the hit on prestige because she's a commoner, and I will marry with this chiefdom here. Sif will be the wife, and I'll get 100 prestige off of that. And in the meantime, I will invite a champion, and I'm gonna pump some prestige, I think, in, let me see, in Vigman, which is good in farmlands and in plains. This place is plains. It's good also in taiga, which is, this place is taiga. So let's get Vigman, and it has good effects for winter. So we'll get that. We'll pick up those guys. And then basically the Vigmen are, they offer a very powerful screen. I think they're special type only for Northern Germanic tribes. Anyways, warriors in the front present an impenetrable wall of shields to protect archers in the rear. This tactic deters skirmishers while allowing a steady advance. And so what else do we want to pick up? I like myself Varangian veterans, and look, they're also good for this type of area that we're in. So we spent a lot of prestige, but trust me, it's worthwhile. So we're gonna wait for them to actually max out. And now what we're gonna do is we're starting in Iceland, and what I want to do is capture all of this place and turn it into a duchy. I need a duchy because then, you know, succession crisis and whatnot. So we have 2 counties, and then, you know, if I have more than one son, it'll splinter, and I can't actually give away any territory to vassals because they'll break, because I'm just a county. Anyways, the smell is completely unbearable. It's been a solid month since Garrett brought down the blasted boar while hunting, and he's still carrying its maggot-ridden head around with him. Everyone in Ausfrieder is sick of it, but he refuses to be rid of the damn thing. The rest of the court has finally had enough, it seems, and forced him to come to me for a verdict. It's very nice, Garrett, so very nice. Just, you know, I'll be nice to him, whatever. So let's see if I got my knight, the new guy. Okay, recruit this guy to court, 3 ducats. Recruit this guy. So we got a pretty solid, relatively solid army here. We got some prestige going on. What if I upgrade these guys? No, it's costly. So maybe, let's see the Bondi. Good in farmlands, good in plains, not so good in hills. Not so good in desert mountains. I don't think... We got hills here. We got mountains here. We got plains here. We got taiga here. Okay. You know what? Let's hire them. Alright. Because we're fighting in the right territory for that. It's kind of like an arms race right now with my neighbors. Maybe I can kind of flex on them and see with my ratings. So again, I'm going to have to do a lot of raiding to get exalted among men, and also to get the Viking trait, which requires you to go raiding all the time, right? And then eventually it's going to trigger. Now, I don't think I can get exalted among men and then also the Viking trait with this one character and also the Kingdom of Man, but we'll try. If not, I'm going to actually, rely on my son. What I'm gonna do is eventually I'm gonna give my son a county of some sorts when I actually can, when I can actually create myself a duchy, and then it's when they have actual holdings that they can go raiding, right? So anyways, we devastated their army, as you can see here. Let me appoint a spy master. The best one is 16. Now I'm going back home with the 15 ducat loot here. And let's see these victories. Look at that. Look how OP this is. Wow. You see? Just pump it into the army. The Vigmen were actually countered by who? By the Bondi. My Bondi also has terrain penalty, right? Makes sense. But it's anyway, so we brought back 15 ducats and 15 prestige, but we got so much prestige in just simply fighting, right? And so I'm married now. Let's see him. Okay, cool. Now let me disband, and then I think I'm gonna probably... Okay, we got a daughter now, Crusader. I can never pronounce those names, but we're gonna give her a nice marriage. Okay. Wow. No one would even take her matrilineally. Okay, so I think maybe they're considered inferior. I'm gonna go for their capital, straight for their capital, but let me just... I got an unpressed claim, or a new claimant. I'm not gonna go fight for this claimant. Bellum Justum, just about time, actually. or the perfect timing for that. And so I'm fighting Chiefess Outer, the deep-minded of Vesterland. Apparently she's a semi-historical figure. I'll read about her later, but apparently there's some cool info about her. I read that somewhere. I'm not really familiar with the history. Okay, perfect. That was completely worthwhile here. Okay. Should I try to stack wipe her? Maybe. Just in case. Oh yeah, look at this. This is going to be a decisive victory. The only advantage is that they're in the mountains. Oh, the Viking are not doing a good job. Oh, I captured her. Well, let's see. What would it be like to ransom her? Let's keep this fight going. We need some money. Although this is really a prestige thing here for me, because all the special troops are, given that I'm tribal, are usually with you know, you maintain them with prestige and not money. But why not? You know. Also, I'm keeping this fight going. I'm getting victory after victory, increasing my fame. Okay. And then next, I'm just gonna siege the capital. I think I devastated them just about enough. Okay, we captured another person. Should I ransom? I mean, they're only gonna take 4 because they're out of money, right? I depleted them the last time, so maybe. Champion practice, precision strike. The storm of hooves around me. The shouts of mounted warriors, their unyielding momentum, riding at their head. It feels as if I am at the head of a force of nature. This, however, is a force I direct. That responds to my every little order, that I command as if it was an extension of myself. Charging into the flanks of an imaginary enemy, my champions never straying from my plan, I know that this is how I bring utter devastation to my enemy. Cool. The wife is pregnant. So this is done. This war is done. Wow. Cool. Okay. So there we go. Available perks. Let me see. Spearman screen, archer screen, skirmisher screen, Parthian tactics. We got heavy cavalry. No, we don't have heavy cavalry rather, sorry. Maybe organized march would be the better option given the sorts of troops that we have. We got a daughter. Another daughter. Whom we can probably... Let's see. These alliances are really insignificant. Okay, well, since we're going to be doing a lot of island hopping, I might as well capture this. Okay? I might as well go for Ferrier, if I pronounced it correctly. I mean, we're double the levies and we get closer to you know, our target. And again, we stick to the island. I might get a few holdings here and there mainland, but I like the idea of having going for islands. By their very nature, again, because we don't want to go over or surpass the 80 realm size, otherwise we lose that very hard achievement. The hardest part of ruling. By their very nature, Ting meets can often be extremely boring. If tempers don't flare and no one gets traumatic, then it's just a long list of low-ranking freemen discussing petty affairs and standing out in rain. Yet as chieftain, I am required to be here, growing older every second. Watching the men of Iceland talk each other to death, wishing for a war to save me from this living hell. Must stay awake. You gain daydreaming about gold. I could be doing such useful things with this time. Let's do that. But I'm arrogant, so I can get that perk here. My marshal, Armfast, has been wounded and his flesh has contracted foulness and swelling. That's the evils of war. But what can we do, sir? There we go. Enforce demands. Alright, so I think actually now I can create, or earlier I can actually have created the Duchy of Iceland, which means that now if I die and I have multiple sons, then my realm won't be divided. Anyways, unlock hit and run, retreat losses minus 25%, heavy infantry damage plus 15. We got heavy infantry in the Varangians. Spearmen toughness, we do have spearmen, and we got archers, so this is perfect for us right now. And wow. Okay, so we're making some advances here. Rest for the wary. Sweaty, tired, and in need of food. A long day of training with the troops is coming to an end. As we search for a place to camp, we spot an old and abandoned castle in the distance. Straightening my back, I declare that is where we will make our camp tonight. The sun is setting, and with every step towards the ruin, it looks more ominous. Before long, the soldiers are whispering about ghosts. Let us venture inside. I am sure there is treasure to be found. We search the upper floors. Okay. What might be hidden in the darkness underneath? Let's go underneath. I'm going to get stressed and I'm going to lose dread, perhaps. There's a 32% chance. But there's a 67% chance I might become brave, and I just did. Awesome. Let me raise a rune stone. 50 ducats, but will gain me 350 prestige, which is awesome. And I'm going to dedicate it to my accession to the throne of Eastland. And I will place this runestone in Arslan. That's awesome. Okay. Now, my marshal, I believe, passed away because of his previous wound in the war for Torshavn, if I pronounced it right. When can I attack these guys? Actually, now. Let's finish them off. They're vastly inferior. Wow, so we consolidated Iceland in a matter of, a very short period, actually. Look at that. Cool. Okay, so how much did this victory get me? 87 fame. Cool. No chance. They don't stand a chance. And now that is mine. Now, perfect. Look at that. This is great. And here we are. The island of... the island of Iceland, I guess. Now, I'm gonna give my son... What happened to him? He's maimed. Can he go raiding? I want him to go raiding because if he can raid, he could perhaps get the Viking trade, but I'm not sure if he can go raiding now that he's maimed. I don't know how it works exactly. If he can send raiders and that would give him the Viking trait. I know that as the player you can do it. That's what I've heard. But I usually go raiding myself. So anyways, let's wait for these soldiers to increase, right? And now I'm gonna build something here. I'm gonna build a war camp because it gives me an additional knight. It gives me knight effectiveness plus 10, heavy infantry, which I have plus 4 for damage and plus 2 for toughness, and skirmisher damage plus 4 and plus 2 for toughness. We don't have skirmishers yet, but we could get them later. I can get an alliance with this guy in 98. Sorry, I think I'm gonna go solo for the time being. Might as well capture this. Actually, let's go for this county. This will be a good strategic base. And again, like I said, I want to become like a pirate and raid around. So this would be a strategic base to perhaps raid from Alba. Now, so we defeated them on their own island, and we're going to capture their island. We got another daughter. I'm a little bit worried about my son. I need a new son. The other guy's maimed. So this man, and there we are. There we are. Okay. We need a new steward. Reassign. Recruit this guy to court. Awesome. And I forgot to do this, but it's always good to have your wife assist you in anything for that matter. But right now we need military assistance. So this guy's fertility is cut by minus 15%. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Let me actually secure some matrilineal marriage for her. Okay, this kid is homely. You know what? They're probably going to call us to their war. If that's their war. They're in a war, but I'm not sure whose war it is. They haven't called us. Maybe they're actually fighting in an ally war. Powerful vassal expects a position, and that's my son. He's the only vassal. He's 100% satisfied. He's terrified by me. I would be terrified by me too. Okay, so what's going on with these guys? So Ivar has that territory. I'm definitely not gonna even bother attacking him. But you know, when he dies, his realm kind of breaks away. Look, he has children. I mean, we could try to kill him, but that's probably going to be expensive. Let old age do its course. And I'm going to basically continue on with my, conquests here. Because again, I need all of these islands, right? For the achievement I told you about. So why not get them as soon as possible? They're coming back from a raiding campaign. That's funny. Oh no! Did they hire mercenaries? They must have, yes. I underestimated them. Ooh. Let me disassemble, or disband rather, the army here. That was a terrible, terrible loss. What is going on here? Okay. The wife is pregnant. This is where my rally point is. Okay. Recruit to court. Right. And so recruit this guy. Maybe invite another champion. I wonder if that was the case. I probably always check your military, folks, because you never know what might happen. Great, we got 100 ducats from that event, the hunting event, sea hunting, and so let's recruit this guy at the court and force him into our army. So we're faring terribly here. Let me slow it down. Please, 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 please. I hope this can be... No, it's apparently we can't actually do anything about it. Huh. My son died. Right. And that makes sense. He died because of his injuries. So is the wife still pregnant? No, she is not. Well, she gave birth to a daughter, which I have many of, which I need to disinherit. So, let's see. How is she? She's charming. Wow, this is not a good... She's bossy. She's basically... She has no traits. Make shield maiden. Okay, I disinherited one. I don't want... And she has stuttering problem. I don't want my realms to be completely fragmented. So now I gotta give... I'll give my daughter... You can't grant to girls. So maybe somebody in my court. But I don't want to create vassals just yet. Let me see. Maybe if I increase the Varangans here. Maybe. I'm kind of just pumping money into the army here. That was a waste of 4 ducats. That was really misleading. They were at 700 and something. Huh. I think this is a lost cause. A totally lost cause, actually. Let's see the knight situation. Recruit to court. I doubt that we can actually do anything about it. We'll try one more time. Otherwise, I'm gonna actually have to ask them I'm gonna surrender. Unfortunately, it's a very shameful end. But oh, it says here higher quality. Opponent is recently disembarked. That's the issue. What if it was me? No. This guy has cautious leader. So what about this guy? No. Okay. So we'll hope for the best. And guess what? We got it. We got it. Perfect. Assign a chancellor. And that was a automatic stack wipe because there's nowhere that they can flee to. And look at this. We got higher quality even though we're at 1,000. We got a pretty decent military. My chancellor is pretty wounded after that battle. And so is my spy master. Now imagine your whole government is actually in your military. It's kind of what tribal societies are like. I'm just waiting to have a son. I think I should take up... There's no concubines to take up. Sweet and smiles and little lies. Just like other children of his age, my grandson, Chieftain Bui, sometimes lies and tests boundaries. Oh, right. Okay, so there's a grandson. I missed that. Okay, and I was disinheriting. I was disinheriting the daughters. Why does that even matter? Okay, so this guy's here and he's quick. I completely missed that. I had no idea that he had a son. Okay, so that's cool. Let's grant him then some chieftain here. Some chiefdom. Alright. So we... Hopefully he can become a raider of some sort. Now, my guy is 54 years old. 54 years of age. I totally missed that I had a grandson as a... I just automatically assumed that it would be the daughters because of the... you know, I missed the fact that I had a grandson. So that's good. But it would be nice to have my own son. Now my heir will be granted another title. What do you mean he's not of my dynasty? How is he not of my dynasty? I don't get it. He's the same dynasty here. That's weird. Okay, sure. I mean, it says here that if I grant him that, I'm gonna lose a I'm gonna lose a runestone because I'm giving him a place with a runestone and he's not in my dynasty. I don't get it, but all right. I'm known as a deeply pious man. Surely my devotion to Odin should be good for something in this life too, and not only the next. There are a number of people who would do well to be reminded that I am in the All-Father's good grace. My dedication should be shouted from the towers. Yes. Okay, we need that prestige. I wasted prestige by disinheriting a daughter when I didn't need to. Parthian tactics. Living off the land. So raid speed is going to be plus 25 and then plus 200% capacity. Ah, that was a waste of prestige again. Let's disband here. Ooh, we're close to 2,000. How's Albani? Oh, we're totally raiding these guys. Totally. I'm not gonna spare them. I am ill, and I'm gonna hire Ketilmundur to deal with my illness, and I'm gonna tell him to do no more than what is necessary. Go away, I want to rest. He messed up. And so now I have worsened symptoms. Spy master. But I am better now, so thank God. Thankfully that penalty is gone. I got a good son coming up here. Look at that. He has that good congenital trait. That is awesome. And let us see. I'm going to determine a personal deity. So I'm obviously going to go with Odin, chief of the ice here. So the gods are many and inscrutable. Yet I cannot say that there are not some who hold a level of special appeal to me, or for me. Were I to dedicate myself openly to the express worship of primarily one such deity, I would doubtless draw like-minded souls to my side. Whatever the blessings my patron provides, being with similar Asatruans can only bring me health, wealth, and glory. I'm going to go for Odin, obviously. And I got another daughter, I think, or is that, yeah. I just keep having daughters. Let's see, we can probably give her... Hey, why not? That's a super cool alliance. Okay, and they're calling me to their war. That's sure will probably help, but I'm just gonna... This is probably their Varangian army. I think that's what they are. We're gonna go fight in France with our brethren here. I'm just waiting for my troops to replenish. Now, the thing is, I was gonna say, is that you might ask, well, why don't I just subjugate, for example? Why don't I do, you know, some sort of subjugation? Or invasion of kingdom. Again, I don't want too many realms because I need all the islands. But with the kingdom of Mann and the island, I don't need vast territory. Peasant rabble that is forming. We should be able to deal with that easily. But let me, again, wait till we reach 2,000. Look at these Varangians here. This is a Varangian invasion. I do want to go and help, but again, we're not increasing our levies here, so might as well just go. Never. So now we got a peasant revolt here, which we can easily deal with. Except they dodged us and they went to the other island. I will send my troops immediately. See, he lost his opinion of me because I haven't gone there yet. Okay, so we defeated the peasants. And that war is done. And let's go send our army to France and help out with this invasion here. You know, Vikings are taking over Europe. Or Christian or Catholic Europe. And we're going to help one way or another. Maybe perhaps with a siege. Maybe perhaps... I'm basically gonna start my own siege and also gain victories for my own prestige. Look at that, 123 prestige. And maybe I'm probably gonna go raid. The Way of the Sword. The endless clash of metal on metal, the chaffing of armor, the sting of sweat. It is a dance that is as familiar as it is exhausting. To heft my sword, attack, dodge, defend, and repeat. Sure. probably gonna go for their capital too. Or is that too ambitious? My daughter has come of age. Don't really care, since it's my grandson who's gonna be the, he was the incumbent here. Are they making their way here? Let me see if we can capture the capital. That'd be awesome. Look at them here. They're clashing there. A game of riddles. Riddles are beloved pastimes among the Norse. 2 or more players will exchange increasingly tough problems, often rhyming and steeping in allegory or myth. On one particularly long, lazy day, my Chancellor Gudmundur thinks to challenge me to a game with what must be half the people at court watching. You test my speechcraft. This will be fun. There's a chance of me to get some prestige. I think I've read a few books on riddles. I can get dread here. This to start. Who has no brain and is going to be to the dungeons? Okay. Thanks, but I'm a Jarl and I have things to do. So that will stress me out. No, let's try out a riddle here. I gained 35 prestige. No loss here. Again, I am ill. But the guy I hired for the last time didn't screw it up this time, so we won. Oh, we survived rather, sorry. Wow, we captured Paris. Who do we get here? Can we ransom her? Who is she? She's a nobody. So we took her to Iceland. But wow, look at that. What a major contribution there. And so we helped our fellow Vikings here. What is this? Ooh. We helped them gain some territory. And they had a Varangian war and they won. Marital recriminations. I am surprised to find my wife skulking in my study. By the look of her face, something is clearly upsetting Sif. Yet it takes me a while to convince her to share her concerns with me. My beloved, I must confess to you that Gudmundur has gravely insulted me. I cannot bear the thought of being close to that coarse man any further. That's the same dude who challenged me earlier. He will be gone by tomorrow. That's the same guy that messed with me in the riddles, so he's lucky I didn't arrest him. But alright. A sign. I'm not far away from getting exalted among men, but I am ill. I'm 61. I'm still ill, actually. I thought he healed me. He just actually reduced my disease symptoms. That's it. Okay, wow, look at this. We're 5 out of 9 knights, and now it's time to actually prop up the knights. We're 130% champion efficiency. I think I'm going to go raiding. Rise of the Normans. A group of Norse settlers hailing from Scandinavia has settled on the coast of northern France, making a new home for themselves there. Their leader, Count Erikir, has decreed that his people shall adopt several local customs and traditions to ensuring they will thrive in this new land. So what did he do? Did he change? Oh, he's now Norman. He's part of the Norman culture. Speaking of cultures, what should we be focusing on? I think crop rotation. Unlock all tribal era economic buildings. Sure. Oh, we can't? So I cannot actually put a focus here. My fascination is crop rotation. Wait, is that... I am not actually the head of the culture, that's why. Silly me. There's people ahead of me, like King Bjorn. And he's focusing on crop rotation. That's right. So... now... this guy, I have a claimant here who has an unpressed claim. I mean, there's nothing I can do for you, sorry. Alright. Albani, look at that. These people are completely, falling apart. I think it's the time to get Mann. They're considered vastly inferior. Time to go for it. That was a quick decision, but I didn't want to actually, you know, lose that opportunity to get Mann when I can get it now. I'm actually going to move my capital there right away. I lost the trait ill. Let me actually call an ally. This guy. I'm going to call him because you never know with these wars, right? So let's move to Mann. Actually, let me wait till he brings his soldiers. Where is he going to come from? We're at war with these guys too now. So his allies join him, and see, now these guys, my allies, are joining me. So perhaps they can come and go to Mann. Great. That's it. We got Mann. That was it. That's all it took. It took literally 5 seconds in game time. And so we got ourselves our new capital, which I'm going to declare now. And as you can see here, I'm not... I mean, I can build tribal holdings. I'm just a little bit worried about their status. They're going to be destroyed, you know, when I elevate the Kingdom of Mann and the Isles. So you see here, I need to have the title Mann. I need to have the trait of a Viking, and I need to have the living legend. So this is exactly what I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you this earlier, but it's not an option because I didn't have this territory just yet. But basically, you get 2500 renown, legacy of piracy, which lets you raid plus 50% in terms of speed, embarkation cost minus 50, can raid regardless of government type, can raid overseas and sail in major rivers. Can raid the world, basically. Kingdom of Mann and the Isles becomes the jury liege of Jarldom of Mann. Kingdom of Mann and the Isles, that's what I get. 7,500 men in the Mann. You get an army of 7,500 men. Now, I'm not sure if that's only with the initial character. So I'll have to check with that and see. But wow. But forget about that. This is what's important here. You change to feudal, which means that you will catch up culturally if you play the long game. And your tribal vassals will change to feudalism. Holding of the Mann gains 3 building slots. Chiefdom of the Mann, and so you get 3 building slots in addition to what you already have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and at 5 you become a duchy. So 8 in total. The development level in Chiefdom of Mann will change by 20, which is 2 right now, plus 20. The culture changes to Norse, gains the stolen city for 100 years, and the Norse remain part of the North Germanic group, and which is what I am. And you gain the stolen city. This is the best thing about it. For 100 years, you get construction time of minus 200%, building construction cost of minus 50%, for cost of 2,000, prestige. Think about that. Let that sink in, right? And so I will raise another runestone, and I'm gonna put this in the mod, right? The newest runestone. So let me see with my grandson what is going on with him. He's too young, I think, to raid, but let us grant him something. Okay, so that we're at 4-4. And now, clearly, we're getting close to Exalted Among Men, but realistically, at the age of 62, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that and get you know, the Viking raider trade. But you know what? Why not? Why not try? Maybe for the sake of just getting money. I'm gonna raid a little bit, and then I'm gonna end this episode. I'm gonna come back with the next episode, which is where I'm gonna try to do, you know, elevate the kingdom of Mann. Okay. This place has been raided. Huh. 11. All right. I'm just, you know, this is good. Let me see. Spain is unified, and the reason I ask and I mention this is because eventually I might take inland territory here, make my way here to capture these Mediterranean islands. Thing is there's a problem though. Problem is that these guys are still unified, so I kind of want them to fall apart and turn into different statelets so I can exploit the situation, because you want to come and raid here, and I'll show you why. Let me show you why. Look at this. All the riches here. 91 in their capital of Cordoba. You got, you know, in some counties, you got 20 here in this wilaya here, which is a county. You got some places like this one, wilaya of Cabra, which is 20 ducats. Right? You got a lot of riches here. You can just basically walk around, look at this, and exploit all of, you know, the Iberian Peninsula and become rich instantly. That's if you're lacking money. Right? So, great. Maybe here, the Bishopric of Tangling. Perhaps we can get in a fight here. Build up the prestige. They grew up so fast. The daughter is a tough soldier. Look at this. Okay, this place is not bad in terms of riches. So now we're raiding Wales. To the obnoxious Jarl Gardad. I have been corresponding with your Chancellor Anundur, and it has been a shameful diplomatic display. You are not the man I thought you were. Okay. Can't do anything about that. Sorry, man. Alright. So 42 ducats. We're raiding pretty well. Call to war. Sure. Let's bring back that money that we got to our capital. I'm gonna pump some development here, or you know what? I'm gonna increase this holding. Actually, maybe not. Maybe build a gathering hall, because it pumps up the prestige. You get plus one, you know, 100 levies. That's pretty good early on in the game, because you know our armies are not kind of massive anyways. And we're bringing back 59 ducats. Okay, that was done. So we bring back 59 ducats with how much? With 59 prestige. Cool. Let's go back and raid. Raid some more. Kind of want to attack these guys too. Raid our way around here. I hope these guys can stay intact and just fight France. Alright, perfect. Maybe come around here. I need to get into fights as well. What's my grandson doing? Has he been raiding? Oh, perfect. This is awesome. What a way to land here. And then destroy them. Get 63 prestige. There's nothing better than raiding here at this point. It's okay. We captured somebody of importance. His parent is, in fact, the ruler. So let's ransom this kid for 100 ducats. Speaking of ransoms, eventually when you get the renown that you need, and let me show you the legacies. Let me show you this. Pillaging. This is introduced with the latest patch. When you get, let me see, practice kidnappers, you get plus 50% from gold from ransoms for gold, and gain prestige every time you ransom prisoners. So it's gonna be awesome. Like you basically go on a kidnapping spree. All right. Okay. Should I go and try to fight these guys? I mean, we can try. We can try. It's maybe unadvisable. Let's see. It's not like... Okay, I'm carrying 58 gold. 48 rather, sorry. If we lose, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we are losing, yes. And it's time to actually, I think, go back home. They took away the gold, but it's not a kind of majorly devastating defeat. So I didn't lose that much, to be honest with you. It's the levy that I was a little bit worried about. I'm going to just kind of recharge, maybe go back one more time, and then I think I'm going to call an end to this episode because, you know, a lot has been done. So we got ourselves a new knight. And I'm going to go for another knight as well. High Chiefess Sif gained the pregnant, or the trait pregnant. So we'll find out what we will have. If the kid is a boy, and we'll have a new heir. But hopefully that's not the case, because I gave my grandson a lot of territory. So you know, I'm kind of propping him up. Let's see, how's the grandson faring? He's a good grandson. So I might actually disinherit the son if there's a son, because I kind of like this child. I like him more. I like him, well, I mean, I haven't seen the new child, but this guy has a good congenital trait. Okay, so hire this new counselor, or chancellor rather. Okay, we're back to close to 2,000. Let's go raiding again. And hopefully this will not be a mess up like the last time. Okay, we're at 7-9. 7 out of 9. Not maxed out, but why not, you know, why not go back and, you know, see if we can kind of hunt down some people here. Oh, we got a son. Not good. We need to disinherit him. Because, again, I want this kid. I want the grandson. I've been propping him up. He's 14. He seems good. Congenital trait. And he has holdings, right? So hopefully, you know, I think it's time to end it with, you know, children. So it's time to get a divorce. Again, I don't think I'm going to be able to... There we go. There they are. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a... I don't think I'm going to be able to get a... what's it called? You know, the elevate decision in this episode, because my guy's fairly old. And as you can see here, we're losing. So I'm going to leave. And this is it. I think I'm going to call it an end to this episode. I think we did enough. We're doing fairly well. I mean, I did terribly in the raids at the end. I wouldn't even call it terribly, because I kind of pulled out when I needed to. And it's not like you lose anything, really, for that matter, when you when you lose those battles. So you just don't gain anything. So I think maybe one more quick raid just to kind of end off on a positive note, and then I'm going to end this episode. I'm going to come back and try to build a powerful kingdom, right? Around the grandson. I prefer the grandson much more. Chieftain Bui Unison. Okay. Calm down, girl. My horse is going crazy. I don't want to get injured here. Let's battle. This is kind of what I like. This is exactly what I like. Victory that gives you prestige. 95, 94 prestige. You make it up right away in these battles, right? Would I be able to actually defeat these guys? Probably not. I'm not gonna mess around. Okay. They grew up so fast. Especially when you're playing on speed 5, they definitely grew up so fast. So 35 ducats, not a crazy amount, but something. And it's mostly, as you can see, it's the battles that I'm mostly interested in. It's these types of victories which give you prestige, which bring you closer to exalted among men, which I'm probably not going to get again with this character. But why not? Okay. Again. There was a river crossing there. I think that's why that battle wasn't so decisive. But I think it's time to go back home. And we bring back 40 ducats, which is not much. But, you know, it's something. It's something, right? And so I'm going to actually, there's a suggestion here that I convert the faith in this county. I was assumed that it would have been Asatruan already, given its previous rulers. But there we go. So we came back from a relatively successful raid, and now we're trying to convert this place. And again, I think it's gonna all revolve around this next character, provided that he stays healthy, provided that he, you know, stays strong and everything. Hopefully he will be able to get the Viking trait. Hopefully he'll go on raids. And because it seems like my character is gonna die anytime soon. He's 67, but he did a lot. He now is the Duke of Iceland, or the High Chief of Iceland, which has a bunch of islands here. And I'm gonna get myself this kingdom here. I'm gonna turn it into the Kingdom of Mann. So thank you for watching. Hit subscribe when you get the chance, and keep on following this series if you're already interested, because I'm gonna come back with way more content around it. And again, we're going through for two things: the following decision, the Elevate the Kingdom of Mann and the Isles, and also the achievement, which is in the very hard section, King of all the Isles, which is basically every island in the game. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next episode.